It's time for the Rumble. It's time for the Royal Rumble predictions video. Welcome, everyone. Appreciate your viewership and support. We are here to talk about the 2026 Royal Rumble in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. They have a stadium that they built in about 30 days, and we have some matches. We have the men's Royal Rumble match. We have the women's Royal Rumble match. We'll see what costumes the women come up with for that one. We got a career-threatening match with AJ Styles against Gunther. And then we have Sami Zayn attempting to win the WWE Championship from Drew McIntyre. Now, let's go around and get everyone's overall thoughts on the Royal Rumble on a scale of 1 to 10. Dave Scheffler, we're going to start with you on this one. How excited are you for this show? For me, I felt like the buildup was pretty subpar for Royal Rumble, but some will argue that WWE is confident that people will watch just for the fact that it's the Royal Rumble, that the name sells itself. Do you think that's enough, or do you think they need to do more? Your thoughts, Dave?
Yeah, the buildup hasn't been there, but that kind of gives me hope that it might be better than we're thinking. We still kind of don't know. I mean, it's still going to be a hard decision with some of these matches. I don't think they're as predictable as normally. There's several people who could win the Rumbles. I think the women's will be a little more obvious than the men's. But my thoughts are I'm at about a 7 right now.
All right, 7 out of 10. That's solid. And I will agree with you on that one. I am going 7 out of 10 for the Royal Rumble. As I mentioned on other streams, I feel like I'm more excited to see the stadium in Riyadh than I am the actual card itself, just because they built it in such quick fashion and it looks really good. Hopefully everybody's okay, though. There's the joke that it's going to be like The Simpsons when they had to build Ned Flanders' house after the hurricane. And if you saw that episode, you know what happened with that. Oof, you know what happened with that. You're a Simpsons guy. So what are your thoughts on this show?
I diddly do. Yeah, awesome episode of The Simpsons. The house comes down. Unfortunately, Aaron, I'm going to quote Bret Hart on Bret Hart Day, April 10th. I'm a 4 out of 10, unfortunately. Like you said, there no buildup, really. And I think you said it on the group page. The buildup of the stadium was more interesting than the buildup of the PLE. I was more interested on seeing photos, updated statuses on the stadium than I was for this PLE. And I would not want to be one of the testers to check out that stadium to see if it's sturdy enough. I think the testers are coming, Saturday to check it out. But the latest photo they showed, some guy put a drone shot of it at night. It does look cool, so hopefully it will be good. I'm hoping you gentlemen will help me get more excited for it because I'm not feeling it. Like I said, to quote the GOAT, I'm 4 out of 10 right now. Hopefully by the time we're done, I'm at least a 5. But right now, 4 out of 10. But like Dave said, maybe that is a good thing. If I were WWE, the way they were going, that not giving attention to the pay-per-view, just don't name anybody and let us go in on Saturday completely blinded going like, all right, who's going to come out? Get us excited when the clock hits 00. They hit someone's music and then enter some person. But 4 out of 10 to quote Bret Hart, but we'll see what happens by the time this stream's over.
All right. Thank you for that. Oof. And now we'll go over to Matthew. Matthew, how are you feeling about the Royal Rumble? It's usually one of my favorite shows. How are you feeling about this year compared to other years?
Honestly, I am kind of torn. The Rumble is my all-time favorite pay-per-view, and this year there's, like you said, there's no build. We haven't even gotten the WWE by the numbers promo packages where they run down the classic who has the most wins, who has the most losses, fastest elimination. But we haven't gotten any of that.
Yeah,
the biggest thing that we've gotten, I think, that's intrigued me is the AJ Gunther stuff, which they're constantly throwing different things. Now we know AJ has renewed his trademarks on his name, AJ Styles, and the phenomenal one. Does this mean he could be going? I don't know. I mean, and then I'm kind of curious about the Drew Sami match, but the actual Rumble itself, even big surprises that they could have given us, they've already spoiled. You know, they've already told us Brock's going to be there, Roman's going to be there, Oba's going to be there. It's like there's 3 names that people would have popped for, at least here in the States, if they wouldn't have announced it. So it's very weird. I'd say I'm about a 5 out of 10, and that it pains me because I love the Rumble and I want it, but Dave's might be right. Maybe this letdown will mean that it's a good Rumble because we're not going to be as, you know, expecting so much stuff, but we're still being promised, all sorts of surprises. So they're really going to have to deliver on that part.
Absolutely agree on that, Matthew. One of the big things about the Royal Rumble is the surprises. So, Dwayne, how are you feeling about this show? Do you feel like it will deliver? Royal Rumble has a high standard. It's been one of the most anticipated WWE events of the calendar year. What are your thoughts?
I think 100% it's going to deliver because, number one, they're in Saudi, and in Saudi they always deliver almost twice as good, better than they do in the States. Excuse me. In the defense of the WWE promoting everything, the way I see it is the ones that they put in whose names are in the Rumble, you already know they're going to be there. Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, Cody Rhodes, all those guys. The surprise part is what's going to be the shocking ones. Going to see the returns of somebody, the debuts of some, and possibly some legends coming in there whatsoever. So that's probably going to be the pop they're looking for, but I think it's going to deliver. It's already be the start for the road to WrestleMania. It's my favorite match of the year. I'm 9 out of 10 on this one.
All right, there you go. Dwayne is hyped for it. Now we're going to throw it over to Mean by God Gino. Gino, what are your thoughts?
So, like some of you have mentioned, the Royal Rumble in and of itself, favorite event on the WWE calendar every year. It stinks that it's so early in the year, but like that doesn't really matter to me. So there are a few things I'm looking at. 1, favorite event. 2, in the afternoon. And 3, there was this talk about, well, there's not enough build. We'd rather them not announce so much people, me included, right? But like there's not enough build, but then they don't announce anybody. That's less build, but it gets people more excited. So there's this level of, okay, like where's that fine line between a proper build and not? Them only having 1 week to even address that the Royal Rumble existed basically is strange. And I think that affects the overall marketability build of the event. But for me, like it's the Royal Rumble. Like there would have to be something catastrophic, and fingers crossed nothing catastrophic happens with this new stadium situation. But for me, I'm right there with Dwayne. Like I'm a 9.5 out of 10. The only thing that could make this even more hype for me would probably be potentially like another match. But like it's the Royal Rumble. We're going to have a blast. We're going to be celebrating returns. We're going to be cheering loudly, audibly, whether you're by yourself or whether you're at a watch party like I'm going to be at. It's one of those things where it's just going to be a lot of fun. And people we've talked about for the last calendar year, the build up to some of these events have been lackluster. They were saying the same thing. We were saying the same thing about SummerSlam, all these types of things. Delivered. They, even with no build, they still go out there and these performers are top level. And I do believe it's going to deliver in spades. And I'm really excited to talk about what we think is actually going to happen on this card.
All right. Thank you for that, Gino. Let's go ahead and dive right in. Chat room, make sure you leave your predictions and your thoughts on these matches as we go through them one by damn one. Let's start off with the WWE Championship. We're talking about the WWE Championship match first. We got Drew McIntyre defending his championship against Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn is very over. He's over everywhere, but he's especially over in Saudi Arabia. They love him, and he's going to be a massive babyface for this one. Now, most people would tend to believe that this is just a filler match. Drew McIntyre wins, goes on. But is there any chance that Sami Zayn pulls off an upset victory and we get that feel-good moment. We know Triple H likes the pops. It's all about the pops and how you play them. I think that he might consider it. I'm sure he is considering it. The idea that Sami Zayn could win the title and they don't have to really pivot. Sami Zayn could just lose the title right back, like even as soon as the next SmackDown. But what do you guys think? Is it a long shot, or do you think it just might happen? We might get that miracle win for Sami Zayn, because if not now, when? Could they potentially wait another year and do it at WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia? Now, what I'm going to do for the predictions, I'm going to not only list the betting odds, but also the AI predictions, Grok and ChatGPT predictions, and then we'll go around and get everyone's thoughts. So the panel could be influenced by that, but sometimes you got to think outside the box and not necessarily go with the betting odds or the AI. So Drew McIntyre versus Sami Zayn. Grok is going with Drew McIntyre. ChatGPT is going with Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre is the betting odds favorite. So Gino, I will throw it right back over to you with that information. Did that influence you at all, or did you already have your pick going in?
So I was really hoping that you were going to throw it to me first, because there is a very small chance, as there is in anything, especially when we know that sometimes they change their mind day of, right? There's a small chance that Sami could win because of that pop, but I think he's going to have the pop anyway. And I think that there's something to be said for the pop heel heat that Drew can get for winning. Hearing the AI picks, I mean, AI, you know, it's been doing its thing. It's been getting better, but it lacks that human element of understanding the religious connections and the feel good of humanity, right? So for me, but I am going to side with the robots on this one. I do think Drew McIntyre is going to win, because I think the pop will be even bigger when Sami wins the Rumble next year and wins the WWE title in Saudi at WrestleMania. I think that's where it's all going to. So I think Drew's going to win. He's going to hold on to it. He's posting his picture on Cody's bus. He's taunting Cody. Like, obviously that's not done. And if Sami wins and then drops it like that, I think that's worse for him, because it's not really a run. It's just holding the championship for a cup of coffee. And I think that would be worse for him in the long run. So I'm going to go with Drew McIntyre. Again, he just got it, and he's just kind of picking up steam. He's talking about CM Punk. This is what a real champion looks like. He's posted this picture of the American Dream on Cody's. Like, there's so much mileage to be had here. And I just don't think it's Sami's time right now. Sami, he's athletic, he's capable, he's got the longevity aspect of him. I think that they're gonna make him wait another year so that they get that massive, massive celebration and can really enjoy it. We're talking about this match first. It might even be one of the first matches. Like, they're gonna end the show with Sami winning the title, in my opinion, and that's just not gonna happen tomorrow.
All right, fair enough. Good ideas and points there, Gino. Let's throw it over now to Oof. Oof, let's get your thoughts on this one. Do you agree with Gino?
I 100% agree with my brother from a different mother down south. Yeah, Sami, he's always a fan favorite. Yes, he's going to get that massive pop on Saturday, but again, WWE is all about the pop, the moment, and like Gino said, the pop will be big on Saturday, but it just putting the everything together. Sami winning the title at WrestleMania in Saudi. That place will not only pop, it'll explode. There, the stadium has my permission to come down if they use the same one. I don't know. That's where it can literally explode. Just imagine Sami in Saudi Arabia, but again, with the logo plastered everywhere on the corner belt, lifting the title up, and that WrestleMania logo is there. That will be a bigger pop than for Saturday with the logo saying Royal Rumble. And like everyone I'm seeing in the chat and what we're all, I'm sure we're all thinking it. Drew deserves a nice title run with people. Again, when he won the Rumble in 2020, the Minute Maid Park exploded. But what happened? The world shut down 2 months later. Give Drew his run with people in arenas and stadiums, whatever. Give him his time to shine with the belt. And Sami's time will come. Again, fortunately, it's not now. Yes, a really nice pop on Saturday, but I'm like with Gino, have him win the title at WrestleMania just to get that really, again, WWE is all about the moment, the feel-good moment, and that place will even be louder at a WrestleMania than for the Royal Rumble. Still should be a great match. I'm sure the near falls, everyone's going to be in the edge of their seats or bleachers, wherever you're sitting. But in the end, Drew will retain. Sami will still get a standing ovation for his effort. He'll get close, but no cigar. But not yet. I don't think they're going to mess this up like Lex Luger in the 90s, where they're going to be like, should we, shouldn't we? No, I think they know, all right, WrestleMania is Sami time. So going to be a great match, great pop for Sami on Saturday, but Drew will retain.
All right. Thank you for that. Oof. And now we will throw it over to Matthew. So it's so far everybody for Drew McIntyre. Will you be the one to go against the group?
I can't go against my boy DM Hunk. You know, Drew finally got his title. He's been his troll game's already been good for the last 2 years, taking L's, but now his troll game is next level with the fact that he's got the title. He's happy to be at work. And it's too early to take that off of him. And I think there's more intrigue with the whole Cody and Jacob thing. I'm hoping it's not going to end up being a triple threat at Mania, but it probably could be. But like Gino and Uthman said, Sami's going to get that moment, but it's going to be next year. And I think Drew will continue to be Sami's kryptonite. I think this will be win number 11 or 12 now for Drew against Sami, because I think Drew is the only person Sami has never beaten, and they're probably going to make mention of that. But they did. You would be crazy right now to take the title off of Drew with how hot he is, how much chaos he's causing, and I love it because Drew is, of everybody in wrestling, Drew is my number one. Probably followed by Gunther and then Obafemi and then Dom. So to see Drew finally get his moment that he should have gotten in 2020, and he's running with it and he's having a great time. I love it. I love every moment of it, and I don't want to see it end, at least not till Mania, where maybe he'll finally put Jacob Fatu over or something. But yeah, I see Drew at least holding it till Mania, and Sami will get his moment, but it will be next year.
All right, fair enough. I would be happy if Sami Zayn won the title. He could always drop it right back to Drew, but I ain't going that direction. I'm playing it safe. Drew McIntyre retains, gives him even more heat by beating Sami Zayn in Saudi Arabia. That'll make him an even more hated heel. So now let's throw it over to Dave. You could be the one to go against us. It's up to you now. Well, we also have Dwayne. Go ahead.
It's not going to be me. I agree with my brothers up there too. Drew, I think this would be 13 in a row if Sami loses. I think he's 0-12 right now. My heart says you want Sami to win it in Saudi, but Gino even pushed my point even further towards Drew by saying, if he's going to do it in Saudi Arabia, not only it should be at WrestleMania, but it should end the show. That's his hometown, should end the show. There's no way with the Rumbles is going to end the show. I think they could push a little longer with him. I know, Aaron, you were mentioning on the stream the other night that they could have pulled the string on Sami several times, and they haven't. But look how long they waited to really pull it on Drew. Because the last time he had it, he had it for 2 minutes before Punk messed him up, and he got it taken away from him after the Money in the Bank cash in. So I think Drew needs a run. I think it'll make him look bad after all these things he's doing to Cody to lose it on the first defense like this. Drew's got to have a little bit of a run. Sami's got time. Next year could be like Gino said, the Rumble could be his. or the Chamber, whichever one, he's going to be in that main event at Mania next year. I think that's going to be a given unless they swerve us another way. But it's got to be true. I don't see any other way with this.
It's got to be Drew. All right, Dwayne, it's on you now. You could be the one to go against it. We got the No DQ Predictions League. This is your chance to take a chance. Go ahead.
My theory is this, and I can't believe one of y'all has not brought it up yet. Could Sami Zayn be pulling double duty that night? Now, nobody suggests that he doesn't win the match, but he could possibly, therefore, has a chance to win the Rumble itself if he's allowed to end it. But, nothing's been said about it. But, no, I'm not going against anybody else. My pick is Drew. I want him to have a long, successful run. He plays better as a champion. He's the better antagonist than he is anything myself. So I even want to see him keep it past Mania as well. So, but nothing's been said. What I just mentioned a while ago, we'll talk about that with the men's match as well.
Yeah, well, not to skip ahead, but Sami Zayn is one of the favorites for the men's Rumble, but that could have been before he ended up winning that match. We'll talk more about that later. So far, we're all in agreement. First match in for 2026 predictions, and we're all in agreement. There you go. But that's why we have all these matches and bonus points to try and get us on some different paths. But let's move on to the next match now. The WWE retirement match, potentially the end of AJ Styles. He is putting his career on the line against the Ring General, Gunther. Gunther is the new career killer. He retired Bill Goldberg. He retired John Cena. Is AJ Styles next? There are reports that Styles is going to be at the end of his contract in the very near future, somewhere between Rumble and WrestleMania. Is this the end of AJ Styles in WWE? Is this some elaborate swerve and AJ pulls off the victory and they continue the feud with Gunther, and AJ Styles has this run in 2026 where he's kind of like John Cena going up against all these different people? What do you guys think? Let me do the betting odds before we get to the opinions. Grok picked Gunther. ChatGPT picked Gunther. Betting odds, Gunther. So far, it's not looking good for the Phenomenal One, who also renewed his trademark for the Phenomenal AJ Styles and his P1 logo. So, Dwayne Atkinson, I will go right back to you and get your thoughts on this match. Go ahead.
I've said it all along that it hasn't changed, even with all the what ifs going on about it. I think Gunther's winning. I've known it all along. I think it would be a setback for him if AJ comes back and beats him, especially now that they're going along with this supposedly career killer gimmick that he's gotten. I just think it would derail him enough to where AJ already said that he started at the Rumble. He wants to end at the Rumble as well. So I agree with him. I think he's retiring. We've had a AJ Styles retirement tour for a while now. We've just never seen it up until now. So it's time to say farewell to AJ.
I'm tending to agree with you. I think Gunther should be winning this. I do not believe AJ should be beating Gunther at this stage of the game. Feels like it's the end. It feels like it's too soon. Like AJ could have a longer run in the year, but if this is it, it's quite the way to go out. Gino, what do you think? I'm going with Gunther as well. So far, we're all on the same page. I'm waiting for somebody to throw the curveball. Will it be you?
So, looking at things like patterns, which Noah and I love to do, especially when we break down the predictions and the results, they have had the Shinsuke Nakamura social media tweet, whatever platform we put it on, like thanking AJ, said AJ told me he's done at Rumble. We've had CM Punk and AJ talking to the crowd after Raw went off the air, CM Punk thanked him. People were thanking him. AJ was thanking the crowd. All of these things, and he feels so confident. He's putting his career on the line. He talked on CVV. That's where this whole "I'm retiring in 2026" is coming from. And we just came off of a John Cena full year-long retirement tour. So that sets up perfectly for the swerve that they like to do. However, sometimes things are exactly as they appear. And for this one, I completely agree with you, Aaron, our AI overlords, the betting odds, all of that. Gunther shouldn't be losing. I don't even think he should have fake tapped out the other night, but that's a video we did back one of the reviews in the past, so we won't bring that up here. But I do think AJ Styles is going to lose. He's going to put over Gunther on the way out, but he's not going to have wrestled this last match tomorrow. He's going to go elsewhere. Obviously, there's TNA. He wants to. He's talked about this year wanting to wrestle people like that he wants to wrestle and that are his biggest rivals and things like that. They like shoehorned the Shinsuke match in there, kind of how they shoehorned the Sami Zayn match against John Cena in there to kind of like, this is getting close to the end. They kind of shoehorned the CM Punk match in there. So that to me feels more like, well, we didn't really maybe do it the best and we don't have AJ for much longer. Let's get these matches out of the way, yada, yada, yada. And I think Gunther's going to win. I think AJ's going to go to TNA. He might go back to Japan for a little bit. I don't think he's going to go to AEW, but if he's no longer under contract with WWE, he's free to do whatever he wants. But this Saturday is the last time we will see the face that runs the place.
All right. Thank you for that, Gino. Now we'll throw it over to Matthew. Matthew, let's get your thoughts on this one. Is it the end for AJ?
My heart wants AJ to win. My head says Gunther wins. Now, the only way I could see AJ possibly winning is maybe like Brock cost Gunther, but that's fantasy booking. I think, and Gino pretty much put it, I think this is the end of AJ Styles in the WWE. But like it's been mentioned, I think he's going to do like an AJ World Tour. He's going to go to TNA. He's going to go to Japan. He might even do one day in AEW if they can work something out. Maybe. I mean, I know he made that. I know somebody made that comment on his Twitter. You should end your career in AEW. And he's like, that's not happening. And I don't think he will. I think he might even come back after this and maybe do one big thing with WWE to officially, end the career. But yeah, his final match, at least for now in the WWE, is this weekend. They might do something for him Monday, and then I won't be surprised if come Thursday he pops up in TNA. But yeah, I expect him to go to TNA, maybe do some indie dates, do some stuff in Japan. In 2026, he will retire, but yeah, he's not fully, because that's the funny thing is a lot of people think he's done this weekend, but no, he will retire in 2026 and maybe even be the headliner for the Hall of Fame in 2027. But Gunther, I don't know if he really needs all these retirement wins. It's what they're doing, and I don't see that ending now. And it becomes the question of, well, to quote a certain Oldberg, who's next for Gunther? But AJ Styles will go out like a champion. He will lose. He will go out on his back, and it will probably be a hell of a match. But yeah, Gunther wins. But it's not the end of AJ wrestling, just the end for WWE, at least for the moment.
I'm with you on that one. I think we will see more of AJ, just not in the WWE ring, but he'll probably get that Hall of Fame induction at some point for sure. All right, Oof, we'll go over to you now. What do you think about this one? Seems like everybody's leaning towards this being the final go around for AJ in a WWE ring. Do you agree with that? You know, somebody in the chat room mentioned that Bruce Pritchard wanted Gunther to lose to Pat McAfee. So you have to keep in mind, Bruce Pritchard is there, and he probably in that room for WWE Unreal. He's like, well, what if we had AJ win here and throw everybody off? What do you think, Oof?
It sounds like something Bruce Pritchard would do, but I'm in agreement with everybody. So to just jump on Gino's bandwagon a little bit, it's those little things that they were doing in these last couple weeks, giving us that Shinsuke Nakamura match, which is billion times light years better than their first WrestleMania match. Nowhere close to the New Japan, but way better than the WrestleMania one. Then you give him a title match against CM Punk, who a match we were many were dying to see. That should have headlined the Chamber. A pay-per-view with Punk versus AJ, that is a pay-per-view headliner, but they did it on Raw. Okay. And even before that, AJ's speech that he would like to wrestle others and all that thing build up my Austin theory that unfortunately that AJ is going to lose on Saturday. And I said earlier, probably if someone's remembering, I did say if AJ was going to lose, he should retire, period. But then someone's like, oh, well, then he should retire and then go to TNA for 6 months. No, he should not do that. But he will get a retirement tour, but no pun intended, his style, his way. I think he knew he was going to retire in 2026. He knew that they were going to come off of a John Cena year-long retirement tour. So now AJ is going to do his spin on it, where I agree he will show up in TNA, maybe for a one-off or a two-off, 2 matches max, maybe even end his career in TNA. He put that place on the map many years ago. I say his final match should be in TNA, maybe down the line in the rest of the year. I do believe, call me the AEW guy, that's fine. I do believe he will go to AEW. And everybody's thinking perhaps All In London, Kenny Omega, book it. Yes, give it to us. Again, another one-off or two-off, but just something like that. Probably New Japan as well. He made his name over there. AJ is going to have a retirement tour, but not in WWE because he will lose this Saturday, but then he will maybe get a couple days off. Him showing off immediately in TNA. Again, my prediction, if we're adding that, when will he retire? I think it'll be at the later in the end of the year, but with TNA. TNA will be his last match against who? I don't know. Maybe someone new, someone from his past, who knows? But for now, for the Royal Rumble, this house, the Oof house, we love AJ in this house, but we may shed some tears knowing that the ring general, and that's fine. Let Gunther, if this is his new gimmick, retiring people, good. Make him the Thanos of WWE. He's got the gauntlet. First one, Goldberg. Second one, Cena. Now he adds AJ Styles to the gauntlet. Fine, that's cool. He will run with that gimmick. He will be that ultimate heel. And to quote Matthew, who's next for Goldberg for him to retire? Jericho, which we'll probably talk later on. Who knows? But this gimmick of Gunther retiring our favorites, I'm loving it. Well, I don't know about Goldberg being a favorite, but retiring people, I'm loving it. Gunther, I think Triple H has confidence. Like, I think, yes, Gunther can work with it. Let him continue collecting those Infinity Stones, baby. But this weekend, we will say adieu to Mr. AJ Styles, and Gunther will get the win.
Oof, you brought up how you would like to see AJ versus Kenny Omega. As Barney would say, you want to inject it into your veins, right?
Just put it in my veins. Yes, I mean,
like
at All Out, why not? Hey, thank you very much.
All right. Dave, you're last, and this is your chance to go against everybody and take a risk. What do you think?
Well, I've been going back and forth with this since the match was made. At first, I thought, yeah, he's losing because 10-year anniversary came in at the Rumble in 2016, going out at 2026. And then I thought, well, the way that happened on that last match, I don't think it was good to go out that way. And then I went the other way, and I thought, they're pushing it so much. You guys are talking about how they got these matches in. They keep talking about that they're pushing it so much that the opposite's going to happen, that it's like, why are they? It's like sometimes they do that just to annoy everybody. But my final thing was, and again, Uthman brought this up about when you retire, you retire. Gunther keeps saying, I'm going to end your career. Well, AJ the other night slipped in one word that changed my mind. He said, this may be the end of my WWE career. That word said volumes to me and turned me saying, Gunther's winning this match. I believe he'll end up in TNA and stuff, New Japan, like everybody's saying. Obviously, he'll take some time off because you don't want him to show up 3 days later. It just would look stupid. And believe it or not, I'm kind of with Uthman on this. There's some people in the EW, not only Omega, Osprey, that would be pretty darn good matches. And as much as I'm more of a WWE guy than AEW because I've had a lot of things to say about it, they do have some really good wrestlers. And and I don't think he'd retire there. I don't think he'll do what Edge is doing or Samoa Joe. He's not retiring though. He's going to go out like Uthman's done on his own terms. He's going to wrestle where he wants to because he'll be a free agent. He'll do the Mac because Matt Cardona's been doing it for years. He's going to go where he wants to. But I definitely think he's going to be in the WWE Hall of Fame. There's no doubt in my mind. And it's been talked about the first 2 years AJ was in WWE were probably his best years. He had some awesome matches. He won the championships. He even won a tag team title with Omos, for God's sakes. But I think he's definitely ending this week. And as Matthew said, my heart wants him to win. I don't want him to really retire from WWE in Saudi Arabia. I wish it could have been a state show like Chamber, like WrestleMania. But this is how he wants to go out. I'm sure he made that decision where he wanted to go. And, whatever he wants to do, it's up to him. But I've enjoyed it. Just as amazing. It doesn't seem like it's been 10 years already. Because I remember it seemed like just yesterday I saw him in TNA as a young guy. So, he's had a great career. And he's going to be missed. He's definitely going to be missed. But definitely, I'm with everybody in agreement. We're going to be all agreement on this one too.
All right. Thank you for that, Dave. And now we will move on to the Royal Rumble matches. The reason we're hyped for this show, though I'm sure some people are interested in the other matches. I mean, it's a very solid card. Like this is a pretty strong card on paper. The build-up, not so great, but you got the 2 Royal Rumble matches, and then the 2 other matches definitely can be interesting, especially how the finishes go. But let's get to the Women's Royal Rumble match. Let's pull up the graphic for this one. All right, so we got the 30 Women Royal Rumble match. We might get some surprises from NXT. There are a few names circulating around the internet. Could Paige, formerly Saraya, make her return to WWE? There's a lot of speculation on that. It's in Saudi Arabia, so the women are expected to be fully clothed for this, and we'll probably have a variety of different colored outfits for the match, and we'll see if that's a distraction or if it makes the match unique. We'll see what happens with that. What we do for the Royal Rumble matches with our predictions on NoDQ is we each come up with 3 picks, a primary pick, our secondary pick, and then our third pick. And we're also, just for fun, going to be predicting who we think comes in at number 1 and number 30. So I will go first for this one. I'll start us off with this one. But first, I do have to go with the AI predictions. For the Women's Rumble, Grok picked Liv Morgan. For ChatGPT, the winner is Liv Morgan. The betting odds, Liv Morgan. For me, my number 1 pick is Liv Morgan. I'm sticking with Liv Morgan because I feel like it's going to be her versus Stephanie Vaquer at WrestleMania. That seems to be the direction. Now, as far as the secondary pick, and of course, you got Elimination Chamber, so Liv could maybe not win the Rumble and then pick up the victory at the Chamber. So my number 2 pick will be somebody we haven't seen in a long time, and that is Bianca Belair. She's been out of action, and if she's coming back for WrestleMania season, you want to push her strong out of the gate, and giving her a big win at the Royal Rumble would get her back on track, and that could set up Jade Cargill defending against Bianca Belair at WrestleMania. So my second pick is Bianca. And my third pick will be Tiffany Stratton, who I also think will be in the match. She's been gone for a little bit. She comes back. Dwayne seems not amused with that one, so I'm curious to get his thoughts. Number 1, I'm going to go ahead and say Io Sky. Let her be like the Ric Flair or the Shawn Michaels, going out there and being in the match for pretty much the whole thing. And it just makes a better Rumble match when Io Sky is out there. So I'm going to say Io is number 1. Number 30, you got to get that pop. Number 30 should not be somebody who is going to be lackluster. So maybe it's Saraya, but I'll just say Tiffany Stratton as the number 30 entrant for the Royal Rumble, because she will get a pop. She's been gone for a little bit. If she's number 30, she'll get a good reaction. So I'm going to say either Tiffany or Saraya, but my number 30 pick will be Tiffany Stratton. All right, so now we will throw it over to Dave. Dave, we're going to go with you first after me. I think we'll have some different picks on this one since there are so many different choices. Go ahead, Dave.
We'll be similar, a little bit similar. First of all, Liv has finished runner-up twice. She really deserves to win a Rumble, and I think she's going to win. I agree with you, Aaron, about Bianca, but I have a surprise number 3.
All right.
I think it's going to be Raquel Rodriguez, and I think Liv's going to throw her out.
Ooh.
Because I think there's gonna be tension between them two, because Liv wants the title, but Raquel's been in that title mix, and I think that's where some of the dissension, along with Finn Balor, is going to come with the Judgment Day finally. For number 1, I think it's going to be Roxanne. Is going to be number 1. She was the Iron Woman last year, and I think she's going to be in there number 1. And then number 30, Bianca Belair. That's going to be a pop too.
Yeah, definitely.
So those are my picks. I was close to you.
Yep. All right. Thank you for that, Dave. Gino, we'll go to you next with your thoughts.
Thank you very much. So yeah, I'm very similar to your guys' lists here. My number 1 pick to win the Rumble, not to come out first, but to win the Rumble, I think it's going to be Liv Morgan. In large part due to what Dave was saying. You know, she's been runner-up a couple times. She was injured and came back. She's very over. She's very entertaining. And Raquel has been in the title picture, like Dave mentioned. So theoretically, this could lead to finally what Aaron has been asking, nay, pleading for the Judgment Day to break up. And what better way to do that? Because it's really more of the women running the show there. Nothing wrong with that. But I think that they would have to split for the group to officially break up. So I'm going to go with Liv, potentially challenging Raquel, but we'll see if they pull the trigger on Raquel or not. I mean, she did Tahana Bomb Cena. You got to pay that off. Like I think you got to pay things off with Gunther. So that's my number 1 pick to win. My number 2 pick to win the Royal Rumble is going to be Bianca Belair. Like you said, Aaron, Jade's right there with the title. I mean, what? Like they have to kind of pay that off with the Naomi situation and all of the stuff that's happened. I mean, we just saw the episodes about it on WWE Unreal, so it's refreshened in everybody's mind. And now my number 3, speaking of WWE Unreal, and I'm going to go out on a limb here because I wanted to say something that somebody else said in the chat with an AJ Lee, but I really do think she's going to be challenging Becky for the Intercontinental title. My number 3 dark horse winner of the Royal Rumble is going to be Chelsea Green. Speaking of WWE Unreal, they mentioned last season that they could have her win it and not know that she won it. And then they had basically a whole episode built around her this year. So they're obviously very high on her. She is one of the best things going in the women's division right now. This is a dark horse. I think Liv's going to win, which is why she's my number one. But for number 3, I'm not going to get points for it anyway. And if I do, I might as well get it. I mean, hey, how you doing? But I think that's going to be Chelsea Green. And it would be something that could be fun and entertaining. But the reason why she might not is because they've already kind of spoiled it on Unreal and kind of given away what they could finish. Now, the number 1 entrant, I agree completely 100% with you, Aaron. It's going to be Io Sky. Having her kind of carry the match, be that Iron Woman potentially, is going to be great. And then I agree with Dave on the 30. I think Bianca's music is going to hit, and it's a pop. It's catchy. Like, people are going to go nuts because she's not advertised for it. So, I mean, Soraya Page would be great. I honestly can't even remember what her music sounds like, but that I'm on my own. Like, that's going to light up the arena. So, again, Liv, Bianca, Chelsea, first entrant Io, number 30, Bianca.
All right. Thank you for that, Gino. Very bold third pick, but like you said, it's the third pick. So we can go a little bit crazy on that third one, I think, and not be ridiculed too much. But Oof, let's go to you next and get your thoughts.
Bold, but that's Gino. All right, so for the women's, I have my notes here to remember everything. My number 1 pick to win the women's matches, because it's been such a long time since we haven't seen her, is Bianca Belair. We don't know what's going on with her hand. Is she healthy? She chose not to have surgery. Did it heal? And all these questions. And it'll be an old face, but a new face as well at the same time. So my number 1 pick right now is Bianca Belair. Number 2 is, if Bianca, for whatever reason, if they go, let's not return you at the Rumble, maybe back when they come to the States or at the Chamber, whatever. If Bianca does not show up at the Royal Rumble, then my number 2 pick to win is my fellow Jersey girl, Liv Morgan. Like, everything you guys have been saying about Liv, you are absolutely correct. She is on fire. She's got the momentum going. She's adorable. I hugged her. Life is great. So number 2 for me would be, got to throw that in there. Number 2 for me would be Liv Morgan. Now, number 3, I'm going to go with a safe dark horse bet. Rhea Ripley, fan favorite. Everybody adores her. Everyone loves mommy. So if she would win the Rumble, get that pop, the fans in Saudi, I think, would cheer. As far as my number 1 entrant in the Royal Rumble, I'm going to go with Bayley. Let Bayley kind of be the powerhouse, like Io as well. But again, Bayley she's adored. She's lovable as well. Hugged her too. Life is great. But she'll get the crowd really amped up to it. I do believe, sir, I'm going to go with, it's not part of the contest, but I do believe Saraya will return at the Rumble on Saturday. It's been a while. Yeah, I can't even remember Paige's theme song right now either. But yeah, I do believe she will return. And my number 30th entrant, I predict the ring is going to be kind of full of the women dressed like Power Rangers doing their thing. And when the clock strikes 0 for number 30, we'll hear the trumpet blare. It'll be Charlotte Flair coming out to get that look, because it's number 30. And then I can hear Michael Cole going, oh, there's your Rumble winner right there. Charlotte has that thing, that attention getting, where everyone's going to be like, crap, there's your winner. Everyone's going to throw their money out the window, but I don't think Charlotte's going to win it. So at number 30 will be Charlotte Flair. So number 1 winner, Bianca. Number 2, Liv. Number 3, Rhea. First entrant being Bayley, and number 30, Charlotte.
All right. Thank you for that. Oof. Dave, we'll go with you next.
I went first, Aaron.
Oh, that's right. I thought one of you went. I forgot who. Okay. So got you. All right. Dwayne, you did not go. Dwayne and then Matthew.
Aaron, quit looking at my paper, man.
Sorry about that.
That's what I was laughing about. Yeah, basically to keep time short on this one, I pretty much picked the same 3 Aaron did. Liv as my number 1 pick to win. Bianca as a returning Bianca, because she was originally my pick to win it, but then I kind of looked at it like what Dave said. Liv's got too many runner-ups. It's time for her to get her flowers in this match. And to get that Gino, I literally consider Chelsea as a pick as well. But, you know,
Thinking, man.
there's a lot at stake this year in the predictions, you know, so I'm kind of trying to be a little safe on certain matches.
Sure.
So Tiffany Stratton is my third pick to win it because I heard she's got a hell of a push coming this way as well. I didn't really put much emphasis on number 1 and number 30. I just picked 2 random names, and number 1, I picked Asuka to start off. They want somebody strong that can carry it as well. But I just went like number 30, somebody we know it's not going to win it. More than likely, just will probably put on a great showing. I put Jordan Grace.
Good choice. All right. Thank you for that, Dwayne. Matthew, we'll wrap it up with you, and then we'll get to the men's match.
Well, I'm with the majority. It's Liv's time. She's been the bridesmaid for 2 years. That being said, I still think she looked okay, but I did notice that they kind of kept Stephanie pretty limited in the trios match. I still say pull the trigger and have Raquel beat Stephanie on Monday, and then have Liv cash in on Raquel, or announce that she's got to, you know, go after Raquel. That would lead to the breakup of the Judgment Day, which also I think would be even spicier if Raquel ended up being number 3. Bianca is number 2, but I have one problem with Bianca that I think it feels too much like if Bianca was to win, it would feel too much like Charlotte, because they just did the same thing last year with Charlotte. Charlotte was gone for a while, came back, got that overblown 10-minute entrance in the middle of the Rumble while everybody stood there, and then won it. And I think if they did the same for Bianca, that would be too similar. But I do have Bianca as the number 2 choice. But yeah, Liv's winning, and I think Raquel's going to be number 3. She might even actually eliminate Rhea just to spice things up a bit. And to start, I was kind of torn between Roxy and Io, but I'm going to go with Io. And I agree that as much as I love Gino's pick of Chelsea, I think number 30 will be Bianca. Also, kind of think I already see a couple eliminations happening. I think Kyrie's going to accidentally cost Asuka to lead to the beginning of that feud. Raquel, I think Liv may cost either Raquel or Roxy after Io and Rhea maybe get eliminated. And then I think a better match, honestly, with the way Jade's been kind of going, I kind of think Bianca versus Jordan Grace would be a better match than Jade and Bianca, even though that's the match we've clearly been building to. But I think they're kind of hesitant on Jade right now because she hasn't had a single title defense and she's had the belt since November now. But yeah, those are my picks. Number 1, Liv. Number 2, Bianca. Number 3, Raquel. And then starting is Io. And number 30 is going to be Bianca.
All right. Thank you for that, Matthew. And with that, we will now move on to the men's Royal Rumble match. Star-studded lineup. Brock Lesnar just declared the other day. Roman Reigns declared with a graphic, so they didn't really put a lot of effort into the top stars declaring for this. Oh, yeah, they're just in the match. It's all good. Obafemi is in it. They did that via a video package. And, of course, we got Cody Rhodes and other heavy hitters like members of the Vision. We got Rey Mysterio. I think Rey's in it. He had a little incident on Raw, but he did travel to Saudi Arabia. Now, what's interesting to me is that the AIs had different picks, and the betting odds are different from both AI picks. So we have 3 different picks for this one before we get to our picks. Grok picked Braun Breaker to win the Royal Rumble. ChatGPT picked Cody Rhodes to win the Royal Rumble. And actually, I reversed that. So it was Grok that picked Cody Rhodes and ChatGPT picked Braun Breaker. So let me make that clear and not twist it around and put the AIs in a bad light. So yeah, Grok went with Cody and ChatGPT went with Braun Breaker. And then the betting odds have Roman Reigns as the favorite to win. So there you go. You got that information. And just like with the previous match, we'll be doing our top 3 picks for the Rumble. And we'll be doing the number 1 and number 30. And a bonus point. Will Chris Jericho enter the match? Yes or no? All right. So, Dwayne, I will start with you on this one and put you in the hot seat. Your thoughts on the men's Royal Rumble match. Why are you waving your finger?
You muted.
Yeah, let somebody else go on this one because I want to hear what everybody else has to say first because I got picks, but
you need some help with this one. Okay,
yes.
Dave.
He's got picks.
I'd be happy to go first. Well, first of all, one thing, if anybody wants to turn Cody heel, have him win. That would be the first thing to get him to go heel because everybody will boo. I think he's going to be in the running. But I'm going to go out on the limb for predictions being my first full year in the contest. I'm going to pick Jacob Fatu as my number 1.
Ooh.
My number 2 will be Cody Rhodes. And my number 3 will be Roman. Coming out first, I think it's going to be Penta because that would pop the whole stadium right off the bat because he is way over. And number 30, I'm going to answer 2 questions in one here. Now, I did say, and I mentioned it to you, Aaron, on the side a couple weeks ago when I kind of heard that Fozzy was going to have a tour coming up. And if Jericho comes to the Rumble, he might be out for a few weeks. Well, you know what? I kind of think since he hasn't been announced, he's going to be number 30 coming out because even in Saudi, he's well known everywhere. He's going to get the major pop. So I think answering about Jericho's going to show. It's going to be number 30. He'll probably get tossed though. I think he'll get whoever tosses him probably will start the first feud with him to get him going. But those are my picks.
All right. Thank you for that. I appreciate that, Dave. All right, Matthew, we'll go to you next.
All right. Well, this is probably going to get a little spicy, but my number 1 is Braun Breaker. They need to pull the trigger. Everybody's saying, WWE doesn't push the young guys. This is the era of the young guys. Yes, I know we all said Sami's probably going to win it next year. That's next year. But to me, it would be crazy not to do Braun versus Punk 2 and have Braun win at Mania. That just seems logical, sane booking. Even Triple H should be able to understand that. I actually have a problem with Roman and Cody winning. They don't need it, especially if they want to do Roman and Cody. They don't need the title. Look at some of the best matches in WWE history that didn't require the title. Both Taker, Shawn Michaels are considered 2 of the greatest Mania matches. Did they have a title? Even Austin and The Rock, who I actually didn't even realize they only had 10 singles matches, which Austin won 9 of. Several of those were not for the title. Why does Roman and Cody have to be for the title when it should be about being who is the true face of WWE? Is it the tribal chief or is it QB1? But I think the better dynamic is to have Cody be the heel this time and Roman be the face. So I actually hope that they eliminate each other near the end of the match. So my number 2 is actually going to be Obafemi. And my number 3, L.A. Knight. Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 1 entering, they're going to get the crowd hot. If it's not Penta, it's going to be the Yeet Man himself, Jey Uso. He's going to be number 1. And I agree with Dave, number 30, the walls are going to break down. It's going to be Jericho. That's going to get a massive pop because everybody's going to be counting down. It's going to be like, well, where is he? Where is he? Then finally, number 30, because you know he loves the spotlight, it's going to be Jericho is my number 30.
All right. Thank you for that. All right. I will go next now and give my picks on this one. So my number 1, I'm going to play it safe. He's overdue for a Rumble win. It's been a while. We tend to get a lot of 2-time Royal Rumble winners, and he's due for his second win. I think he's only won once, but correct me if I'm wrong on this one. I'm going with our tribal chief, Roman Reigns, as the number 1 pick. I'm going with the betting odds on this one. I think he's going to be in one of the main events. So he's either winning the Rumble or he's winning Elimination Chamber, one or the other. And, I could see him winning the Rumble. My number 2 pick is the guy that I was initially thinking of, and that's Cody Rhodes. Again, I think Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes are going to be in the main events. So it's just a matter of who wins where. If Roman wins the Rumble, I think Cody's winning Chamber. And if Cody wins the Rumble, I think Roman's winning the Chamber. So I'm going to say Roman Reigns wins number 1. Cody Rhodes is my number 2. And then my number 3, some interesting picks, but I will go with Braun Breaker because there was that rumor that Breaker was going to maybe win the Rumble and then beat CM Punk at WrestleMania for the title. I feel like it's a bit of a long shot, but I agree with Matthew. You do need to pull the trigger on Braun Breaker, although, they may hold off on that and wait until Seth Rollins comes back and let that storyline play out. I don't think Seth Rollins is showing up unless they're working people again. I don't think we're seeing Rollins until WrestleMania, but he could show up. You never know. All right. So as far as number 1 and number 30, number 1 could be any number of guys. It's hard to pick, but I agree with you guys. It should be somebody who's going to get the big pop at the beginning. I'm going to say Randy Orton because he's going to get that pop. And also I feel like the Vision are going to eliminate a bunch of people. And they need to throw out a prominent name. Could be Jey Uso, could be Randy Orton. I'm just going to go ahead and say Randy Orton is the first guy out. They're going to sing his song and everything, and he could take his time. It's kind of ridiculous when Orton comes out there walking real slow, when it's the 2-minute intervals. So I'm going to say he's out first so he could take his sweet-ass time, milk in the crowd, singing the song and everything. So I'm going to say Randy Orton for number 1. And then number 30, I don't think anybody mentioned him yet. I'm going to say it's the former Powerhouse Hobbs, Royce Keys, coming in at number 30. There'll be music people aren't familiar with, but then when they see him, everybody will be like, holy shit, big jump from AEW, Powerhouse Hobbs in the number 30 spot, and I'll have a pretty good showing, but ultimately won't win. So there you go. I don't know. It could be anybody in that number 30 spot. And as far as Chris Jericho goes, I would like to see him come out there. However, I am going to jinx it. So I'm going to go ahead and say no Chris Jericho at the Royal Rumble. I want him there, but I don't know. He's got that Fozzy tour, and is he really just going to show up only to disappear for another month? Like, I could see him showing up closer to WrestleMania. So I'm going to jinx it and say no Chris Jericho. And by the way, I don't know what's up with this, if this means anything or not, but as of this moment that we're doing this, he is still listed on the AEW roster page. Make that what you will. So no Jericho. And there you have it. My predictions for the show. Gino, we'll go over to you next.
Thank you very much, guys. It's difficult going later in these predictions because you give us so much to think about. I don't know how this is helping Dwayne. Dwayne, I hope it helps you. This has only hurt me going so late in this. but I'm going to stick to kind of where I was. I flip-flopped a little bit as I was typing notes between what you guys were saying and stuff. But here's how it goes. Roman Reigns has been announced for the Royal Rumble. Freaking ridiculously, with a little graphic. You might as well not announce him at that point. But you can't put him in another match like this and not have him win. Like, come on. And I think that winning the Royal Rumble outside of kayfabe is easier work for somebody who's a part-timer than winning the Elimination Chamber. So for me, Roman Reigns is going to be the one. He's going to get everybody to acknowledge him. My second pick is a guy who has been number 2 except for last year, again and again and again, who's coming off of beating the last year's number 2 and retiring him, even though he was already retiring. So saying that he retired them is whatever. I think Gunther needs to keep his momentum, even whether he beats AJ Styles or not. He wants to be in the Rumble. The Rumble matters to him. So I'm going to pick Gunther at number 2, even though I'm not super sold on that, but I do think that's something that they should consider. And number 3, I was going back and forth. I really was but you guys talked me out of Cody. I think that you're right. Like it's a little that would make him kind of a heel. I don't know. It just feels like basically 3 out of the last 4 years. What is he? The New England Patriots. How you doing? I just don't think it's going to be him. I do think that there is a chance that Sami Zayn does win the Royal Rumble. So I'll put him as my dark horse number 3 because it will end the show in Saudi and they'll have the chance to give him his flowers. So that's where I'm going with that. Now, Dave, I don't know if it's our proximity or what it is, but my number 1 entrant is going to be Penta as well. That's like the name that came up. And it's funny because somebody's mentioned Uso. We've mentioned Penta. Both of these guys have already started at either 1 or 2 in the last 5 years. So there could be more to that as well. Now, the number 30, Aaron's doing his best to talk me out of Jericho. And if it's not Jericho, which I think that it's tailor-made with the countdown and everything, because at 30, if he's not there, people are going to be expecting him. So unless it's somebody wicked mind-blowing, which I'm sorry, Aaron, I don't think that Powerhouse Hobbs or whatever they're going to call him is going to elicit the reaction that is worth 30. He'll be there, and he might be an earlier number. But if it's not Jericho, I'm going to say it's Seth Rollins. But I'm sticking with Jericho on that. And I haven't mentioned Braun Breaker here. I do think that he's going to have a big win to get himself into WrestleMania at one of the other premium live events moving forward. So Roman Reigns, number 1, number 2, Gunther, number 3, Sami, first entrant, Penta, 30th. They're going to break the walls down and potentially the stadium and the bleachers as well.
Oh, jeez. All right. Well, that's an interesting idea there. Let's go ahead and throw it over now to Oofman. Oof, go ahead and give us your thoughts, and then we'll finish up with Dwayne.
All right. So number 1, like you said, Aaron, it's always hard to bet against him. I'm picking Roman Reigns as my number 1 pick for the Rumble. It's been a while since the Tribal Chief's been around. It's WrestleMania season. They're going back to Vegas. Maybe TKO wants him in the main event. Who knows? But again, it's hard to bet against Roman in these type of situations. That's my number 1. Number 2, the guy they should have strapped the rocket on, but now maybe if it's not Roman, maybe do it now to get him going to WrestleMania is Braun Breaker. Maybe now is the time. He just spears the living hell out of people. He does the Diesel spot this year where he's eliminating people up, right, left, right, BA start all over the place. Maybe it's him. Maybe it'll be Braun Breaker as my number 2. And my number 3, the dark horse one that I honestly don't think it'll be him, but what the hell? I'm going to go with Gunther. You retire AJ Styles. All right, cool. Now being a Rumble winner. All right. That's 2 chips on his shoulder. Walking out of Saudi, coming into the States. I retired AJ Styles and I'm going to WrestleMania. That man's ego will be exploding right there. But again, I really don't. That's just a name I thought of for the 3rd pick. So those are my 3 picks. As far as who comes out number one, well, again, WWE is all about the moments. They like to shoot that camera, pan it back, see the people going crazy. Number one, the crowd will be yeeting like Mr. Med over here. It'll be Jey Uso yeeting in the stairs. You'll see everybody in the arena doing their yeeting. And to get that moment, to get that shot. So number one, I believe, would be Jey Uso. Number 30, a wild, crazy pick will be, I'm going to say it's going to be Mr. L.A. Knight coming back to a massive pop, and he'll run in and do his thing. So a returning LA Knight would be kind of cool. Now, the ultimate question, Mr. Christopher Jericho. Aaron, I am with you. I'm going to go with no, Jericho doesn't return. And it's not so much the Fozzy tour. I'm actually going to take something that Matthew said. Yes, Jericho does love the spotlight. He wants it all. He embellishes it. He loves it. He soaks it in, man. He takes it all in. And like I said earlier, I forgot where I posted it. Jericho coming back after all these years, entering the Rumble. Now, I never picked him to win it if he does come back, but I can't see him gone all these years from WWE, come back to the Rumble and just get eliminated. That doesn't sound like Chris Jericho. Now, you're probably saying to yourself, well, Jericho was in the company. He disappeared now and then, came back to the Rumble. That's different. He was part of the roster. But since it's been a long time since we've seen him in a WWE ring, I just can't. The Jericho that I know, that I've been watching since the WCW days, but this WWE Jericho guy, it's just that I can't see him going like, yeah, let me come back after all these years and somebody eliminate me. No. So I think they wait till they come back to the States, maybe at another PLE, maybe Chicago. Yeah, he comes back at the Chamber or a Raw or SmackDown, whatever. But I just don't feel this Saturday, again, him coming in, he's not technically losing a match, but just the hype, the fans going crazy, and then eliminated. That doesn't sound like Chris Jericho to me. So I'm with you, Aaron. No, Jericho does not return this weekend. When? I don't know when, but I think they wait. Again, the pop would be huge on Saturday, but when they're here in the States, and I'll go with what Matthew said, actually, let him confront somebody that he's going to eventually feud with and maybe have a match at Mania. I think LA Knight would be a great opponent. LA Knight versus Jericho. That's my thing. So my picks again, Roman, Braun Breaker, Gunther, number 1, the Yeet Man, and number 30 will be Mr. L.A. Knight. Yeah.
All right. Thank you for that, Oof. And yeah, the thing about Jericho is he's already done the surprise return at the Royal Rumble. Been there, done that. You know, he seems to be the kind of guy that likes to do something different and keep people guessing. And since people are thinking he's going to be at the Royal Rumble and he's got that Fozzy tour, why not just wait and come back when nobody's expecting it? Gino?
Yeah, I know Dwayne has to go still, but just to mention Jericho, since it is a bonus point and it is a talking point on the video, I mean, like, he's already technically on like that side of the world when he's in London, so it's not like he has to travel from Canada over there just to go whatever. And historically speaking, this Saudi Arabian audience and the money that they've paid or whatever, they usually get the people that they want to see. You know what I mean? They haven't had Jericho there. So that's what I would play devil's advocate. But you guys are really kind of convincing me that he wouldn't come back for that. But if he comes back and then whoever eliminates him, that sets up a WrestleMania feud too. So it's a bunch of possibilities. That's what I love about the Rumble.
All right, Oof.
Yeah, and just want to add real fast to anybody who plans to be upset if Jericho doesn't come back. Again, no one said he would. There were no. You can say weeks ago they were teasing it, but there's nothing saying he is going to come back. We're just speculating. It's all rumor in your window and all that. So if he doesn't come back on Saturday, let's not get hashtag Jericho sucks, hashtag don't hire Jericho. Stop. So I just want to say that out there. If he doesn't show up, agreed, he'll come back eventually. Just don't, check your remote at your TV or something.
Exactly. And he might still be under contract to AEW. Those reports that he was done on January 1st might have been premature. I mean, he's still on the website. Would AEW really participate in the work? I mean, maybe as a favor to him if he asked, but they took off Hobbs. So, that's interesting to me that he's still on there. I mean, if AEW worked with him and they're part of the work, then, I guess credit to Tony Khan and AEW for cooperating with that. Dave?
They took Hobbs off, but Hobbs is nowhere near the name Jericho.
That
So,
is true.
you know, I mean, I'm on Gino's side with a lot of things like this, but I see your guys' point. And like I said, I thought because of the Fozzy tour, he wasn't going to be there. But it just sets up so well. And Saudi does get their man. If they offered a lot of money to make sure Jericho was there, they get him.
Yeah, that is true. All right, Dwayne, you've had some time to think about it, to think long and hard. Go ahead and give us your thoughts.
Let me talk to you.
All right. Your
All
number
right,
one's
here we
going
go.
on.
My issue here is this. I'm torn between two guys for who's going to win it, and both of their names have been brought up.
El Grande
Number
Americano?
one, sir?
Chad Gable?
No.
Oh.
I'm torn between Roman Reigns and Braun Breaker as the winner. And what leads me going back and forth is, number one, do we want another part-timer winning a Rumble? We don't know the direction they're going to go with Roman at Mania. If they're going to do it, my chances are I see him going after CM Punk at Mania. If they push the Rock with him to win the Rumble. Number two, I want to go with Breaker for the fact being it's his time. They had mentioned that they want Breaker in a title match at WrestleMania, but then do we want a repeat of last year where Jey Uso just lost a title match, then turns around and wins the Rumble, and then wins the title at Mania? That didn't exactly go too well like they planned on. Do they really want to take that chance again with Braun Breaker? I don't know. We shall see. So basically, I'm just going to go with my gut here. With my original pick, I'm going Braun Breaker is my top pick. Number two, Roman Reigns. Number three, the one that I figure is going to be up in there in the top four at least at the end, LA Knight.
Yeah.
So, my number one entry, I kind of did a little thinking on this one because we got all four members of Vision in the match. So I figure one will probably go to the start. One will come in at around 10, the other one come in about 20, and then the last one come around 30. Kind of spread them all out. I kind of figured number one, they'll go with Austin Theory.
Right.
Have him come out because he's going to put a great good showing with anybody that comes at number two. Have a heel that they just want to just boo out as number one. Number 30, and like I said, I just picked a random number for this one. I don't know. I went with Trick Williams as a number 30. You know, he's going to probably have a decent showing as well. And I'm agreeing with y'all about Jericho as well. Until I see that he's no longer on AEW roster, I'm putting a no on that one.
All right. There you have it. We are all set with our Royal Rumble predictions. That men's match has a lot of possibilities. I feel like that's the hardest one to predict. So I'm looking forward to that. I feel like I might be up to an 8 now after we did this. So there you go. It was fun talking about the Royal Rumble with everyone, but now we must go. We must do our plugs. Dave, anything you would like to plug or promote?
I just want to plug NoDQ. Buy shirts. Love the guys. Love you guys. It's been fun as usual. On Facebook at Dave Shuffler. And just want to say again how much I enjoy being part of these predictions and I know we have movement, but having the Florida brothers all together in this one was pretty cool.
The Florida brothers, and then one from New Jersey, and then one from Michigan. There you go. All right, Dwayne, you're one of the other Florida guys, so go ahead and give us your plug.
It was fun. It's been a while. One thing I always love to do is talking about wrestling. You know, I could sit there and talk all day and all night about it, and I couldn't think of a better group of guys to do it with. You know, we have great conversations, you know, agree, disagree, and whatnot. We all seem to get along about doing it. So I'm looking forward to it. I have no plugs at all except, again, what Dave said. Say yes to NoDQ, man.
All right, thank you, Dwayne. All right, Matthew, we'll go ahead and get your plugs.
I mean, really don't have any, check me out on NoDQ.com. I'm on there quite often, as Aaron likes to post that particular one.
That's your Jeff Jarrett and Big G photo.
Yeah, pretty much. We got to find something better, but and it's funny because that mentions Jericho.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm on the fence. I think he will. I mean, it feels right that he would show up at the Rumble, but if he doesn't, I'm not gonna lose any sleep over it. I'm still kind of on the fence personally of what they're gonna have Jericho do, but that's a whole nother discussion. But it's always good to have I think this is the first time all 4 Florida guys have been on a review or a prediction together, and hopefully one day we can all get together and do something. That's a goal for this year or something. But it's great. It's a little cold here in Florida. We're actually supposed to have our coldest weather in 16 years on
Whopping
Sunday.
50 degrees.
Yeah, 2000.
Oh,
Might even
my.
snow, actually. They're predicting
50
snow in the area.
degrees. Oh, 50
Yeah,
degrees.
It's actually supposed to get down into like the 20s and
Oh,
possibly the
20
10s.
degrees.
Which, I mean, for Florida, that's cold. I mean, I actually had ice on my windshield this morning. So, but, yeah.
One day in 10 years, you get ice.
Yeah, well, yeah, 16 years. But, yeah, it's supposed to be the
Hey, as
coldest.
Gino mentioned the other day, he had frost on his windows when he mentioned in the review, hey, it's cold.
But, yeah, it's coldest weather in Florida. But, so at least we'll mostly all be staying home and watching the Rumble this weekend. But, check out NoDQ.com, and I love being part of this community, and we've got, an interesting, little thing going on with the prediction this year. So may the best man, woman, or whatever you identify as win. So it's going to be very interesting because even if I don't win, I'm very curious how well we're all going to do now that there's actually a little bit of a reward for that big win this year. So, it's going to be fun. And, I'm can't wait till the next prediction, the next panel and everything else. And, just thank you.
I wanted to message Caitlin to see what her picks were.
Oh, well, she's right here. I don't know. If she wants-
That's the true betting odds favorites right there, whatever she comes up with.
All right, Oof, what do you got for us?
All right, gentlemen, it was fun as always. I'm an honorary Florida brother. My parents lived in Florida for a couple of years, so there's my connection
Honorary
to it.
Oof.
Check out my channel, Oofman Entertainment, on YouTube. My series, Gabbing with Oof. I should have a new video up by tomorrow night talking the Royal Rumble, my favorite Royal Rumble moments of the matches and all that. And looking forward to you guys did it. I do a round of applause to all of you. You got my excitement for the Rumble more up than I was when I started off tonight. And it'll be a whopping 20 degrees on Saturday at 2:00. That'll be our high in Jersey when the Rumble starts this Saturday. So you Florida guys, I played my violin for you. But again, it's always fun with you guys on here. Honored to be here. And yeah, check out NoDQ.com. Say yes to NoDQ. Buy a shirt, like Kevin Nash would say. And yeah, like I said, I should have a video tomorrow night talking my favorite moments with the Rumble. Like I said, I reviewed Natty's book in there. I got some videos there with my brother from a different other, Mr. Gino, up there. We should be collaborating on more stuff as the future goes on. But again, always fun, always an honor. And yeah, looking forward to, and like I said, you guys did it. You pet me up for the weekend. So I'm more jazzed up now for Saturday's Royal Rumble.
All right. Thank you for that. Gino?
Yeah, you guys can check me out on YouTube. Always a pleasure to be here on NoDQ, guys. Yes, it will be cold. And I could argue that 20 degrees in Florida feels colder than negative degrees anywhere else. But that's a topic for another day. Really looking forward to this. We got a lot of things that it's affecting, like Gasparilla. We got the Stadium Series stuff. So there's a lot of things happening down here. But most importantly, we're saying yes to NoDQ. We're thankful to Aaron for allowing us to do this. We're all coming after that bag because this year Predictions has a bag at the end of it. So we're going to be chasing that pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. And thanks for rocking with us, everybody. We appreciate it. Don't forget to like and share this video so we can get more followers.
Thank you for that, Gina. We'll try this real quick. Caitlin.
What?
All right, you got to yell out your
No,
Rumble predictions.
No, I'm not ready.
Did you guys hear that?
Yeah, she's not ready. She's gonna wait
We've been
till
on for an hour and 25, and she's not ready yet.
she's the leader. She knows what she's doing.
Here's doing her own thing.
Hey, is she picking Nikki Bella as one of the favorites to win?
Nick Bella.
Don't trigger oof.
What is Richard do?
Yes, I'm changing my pick.
Is Chris Jericho showing up?
Dwayne, be careful.
Oh, yeah,
Gino
what-
likes Nikki.
Oh,
What
Wait,
did she say about Jericho?
is Jericho showing up?
I'll say yes.
Okay.
Well, there you have
Say
it.
yes to NoDQ and say yes to Jericho.
All right. And on that note, we will sign off for tonight. Say yes to NoDQ.com. Have a great week. Enjoy the Royal Rumble, and we'll see you soon. Take care, everybody. Have a great weekend.
Buenas noches, everyone.
Catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye,
Bye,
sir.
what?